One small mistake in your luggage could ruin your entire trip in 2025. TSA has just updated their list of red-flagged items, and trust me, some of these will surprise you. We're not only talking about sharp objects or big liquids, even normal tech gadgets, simple medicines, and everyday food items could now raise a red flag. In this video, I'll walk you through the new no-go items, explain why they matter, and show you how to pack safe so you don't face delays or stress at the airport. And by the way, if you want to travel worry-free, I've added a list of my TSA-approved travel essentials in the description. These are items I personally recommend that can keep you safe and ready for your next flight. So stay with me, hit that subscribe button, and let's start with the first big red flag on TSA's list.
Now, let's talk about why these TSA rules are even more important in 2025. Every year, TSA changes and updates the rules because travel is always changing. New safety threats appear, new technology comes in, and yes, passengers also try new tricks to sneak things through security. That's why the list of no-go items never stays the same. In 2025, TSA is paying extra attention to a few things. Smuggling risks are a big reason. People trying to hide items that can look harmless but may cause danger. Lithium batteries are another major focus, the ones inside phones, laptops, and power banks, because they can overheat and even catch fire if not packed the right way. Liquids are still one of the biggest issues. Many passengers bring oversized bottles of water, creams, or even alcohol that go over the limit. Medical and food items also create problems, and this is where most travelers, especially seniors, get surprised. Some medicines or foods that seem normal at home can actually slow you down at security. And here's the key point. It's not just about safety. These rules are also about saving your time, money, and peace of mind. Imagine missing your flight because you had to throw things away at the checkpoint, or paying extra because your bag needed to be checked again. No one wants that stress on a trip. That's why knowing the updated TSA rules before you pack is one of the smartest things you can do in 2025. Now that you know why these TSA rules matter more than ever, let's start with the first category of no-go items. And believe it or not, even in 2025, the #1 problem is still liquids and gels. This is where most travelers get stopped, and it's easier to make a mistake than you think.
Let's begin with the #1 troublemaker at TSA checkpoints, liquids and gels. Even in 2025, the old 3-1-1 rule is still in effect. That means every liquid must be in a container of 3.4 ounces or less. All containers must fit into one quart-sized clear bag, and each passenger is allowed only one such bag. The reason this rule is so strict is simple. Oversized liquids trigger an immediate red flag. If you forget and pack a big bottle of water, a large shampoo, or even a big jar of lotion, your bag will be pulled aside right away. That slows you down and sometimes forces you to throw things away. But here's the surprising part for 2025. TSA has added extra focus on items like certain creams, aerosols, and even liquid supplements. Things like medical creams, protein shakes, and spray deodorants are now flagged much faster than before. Many passengers don't expect this, and that's why they get stuck in long lines. And the consequence is always the same. Once your bag is flagged, it gets pulled aside for extra screening. That means delays, waiting, and in some cases, missing your flight if the line is too long. For seniors especially, this can turn a simple trip into a stressful experience. So when you pack for your next flight, double check your liquids and gels. Now, liquids may be the classic problem, but in 2025, another category is causing even more red flags.
Next on TSA's radar in 2025 are electronics and gadgets. These may seem harmless, but they create some of the biggest slowdowns at security. First are laptops and tablets. TSA still requires you to take them out of your bag and place them separately in a tray. Many passengers forget this simple step, and when they do, their bag gets flagged right away. That means everything has to be unpacked in front of the line, and the whole process takes much longer. In 2025, TSA officers are trained to spot these faster,
and large or loose batteries will almost always get extra checks. Another big red flag is vapes and e-cigarettes. Many travelers don't realize how risky these items are. TSA has reported cases where vape batteries caused smoke or small fires on planes. Because of that, security is now quick to pull aside any bag with these devices. For many passengers, this has already caused serious delays and even missed flights. Real stories prove the point. There have been passengers whose flights were delayed because their power bank was found in checked luggage, or others who had to throw away expensive vape gear right at the checkpoint. These situations are not only stressful, but also costly. So if you are carrying electronics in 2025, be extra careful. Keep laptops and tablets separate, pack batteries the right way, and think twice before bringing vapes or e-cigs. This one step could save you a lot of time at the airport. Electronics may slow you down, but for many travelers over 60, the biggest surprises actually come from medical items. Pills, creams, and even simple health devices can cause confusion at TSA checkpoints in 2025. And that's what we'll talk about next.
For many travelers over 60, the most sensitive area at TSA checkpoints is medical items. These are things you truly need for your health. Yet they can also slow you down if you're not prepared. Let's start with CPAP machines, insulin kits, and syringes. These items are allowed, but they must be declared before screening. If you simply leave them in your bag, the scanner may pick them up as suspicious, and that can cause your bag to be pulled aside. Telling the officer in advance saves you time and prevents unnecessary stress. In 2025, TSA is also focusing more on medications. Unlabeled pills or liquid medicines without a prescription are now flagged more quickly. This means if you carry pills in a plain plastic box, or if your insulin or liquid supplements don't have clear labels, TSA officers may stop you and ask questions. And here's the emotional reality. Imagine being stopped at security because of your own medicine. For seniors who already face the stress of travel, this situation can feel frustrating and even embarrassing. The reason this matters so much is simple. Senior travelers are more likely to carry medical kits, daily pills, or special devices, so the chances of being flagged are naturally higher. But with the right preparation, keeping prescriptions handy, labeling medicines, and declaring medical devices, you can move through security with ease. One of the biggest surprises for travelers in 2025 is food. Most people think food is harmless, but under TSA rules, some of the most common snacks can actually cause trouble. For example, peanut butter, jams, yogurt, and even sauces are all counted as liquids. That means if you bring a jar or container bigger than 3.4 ounces, it will be taken away. Many passengers learn this the hard way, when something as simple as a jar of peanut butter gets tossed in the trash at the checkpoint. Fresh fruit and vegetables can also be flagged, depending on where you're flying. On domestic flights inside the US, most of these are fine, but when you're flying internationally, it becomes a big issue. TSA and customs are strict because fresh produce can carry pests or diseases. So even an apple or banana in your bag could cause delays when you land. And then there's alcohol and duty-free shopping. Yes, you can buy it at the airport, but only in sealed duty-free bags, and there are still limits. If you try to carry open bottles or buy too much, the TSA will pull you aside. Many travelers lose expensive bottles of wine or whiskey simply because they didn't know the rules.
This category is where most travelers are caught off guard because the rules feel less obvious. One of the biggest problems in 2025 is power banks. If your portable charger is above the 100 watt-hour limit, TSA will instantly flag it. In many cases, passengers have had these taken away, while larger ones now require airline approval before flying. Another surprise for many travelers is self-defense items. Things like pepper spray, tactical pens, or even small knives are being treated as high-risk weapons. People often forget they're in their bags, but TSA is stricter than ever, and these items rarely make it past security. Tools and sharp objects are also under heavy restriction. Even something as small as a screwdriver or scissors longer than 4 inches can pull your bag aside for extra screening. What seems like a harmless, everyday item can suddenly become the reason you're delayed. Perhaps the biggest change this year is the rise of AI-powered scanners. These advanced systems are now catching items that used to slip through unnoticed. Disguised gadgets, hidden compartments, and even objects tucked deep inside luggage are being flagged within seconds. In short, the technology has made it nearly impossible to sneak anything past the checkpoint. The message is simple. What you thought was safe enough in the past could now cause serious delays or cost you your belongings thanks to these new TSA red flags.
This is where the real trouble begins. If TSA spots something in your bag that isn't allowed, your luggage is immediately pulled aside for extra screening. That means you're stuck waiting while other passengers move ahead. In a busy airport, this can quickly turn into stress, frustration, and even the risk of missing your flight. The item itself is almost always taken away on the spot. In some cases, travelers are also hit with fines, especially if the object is considered dangerous or restricted. Losing your belongings is bad enough, but adding extra costs makes the whole situation even worse. For senior travelers, the problem is even harder. Standing in long lines, getting questioned by officers, and dealing with the pressure of possibly missing a plane can turn what should be a smooth trip into a nightmare. The truth is, one small mistake, just one overlooked item, can ruin your entire travel experience. That's why being careful with what you pack matters more than ever.
Now that you know what can go wrong, let's focus on how to make your trip stress-free. The first step is to always double-check TSA's "What Can I Bring" list before you start packing. This list is updated regularly, and a quick look can save you from a lot of last-minute headaches at the airport. If you're carrying medicines, make sure they stay in their original packaging with clear labels. This small step helps TSA officers quickly recognize them and prevents confusion or delays. For liquids, always follow the travel size rule. Keeping your items in a simple, TSA-approved liquid kit makes screening much easier and faster. So here's the bottom line. These TSA no-go items in 2025 could ruin your trip, but now you know exactly how to avoid them. A little awareness before you pack can save you hours of stress, lost items, and even missed flights. If you want to keep up with the latest flying tips and travel guides, make sure to subscribe to this channel. That way you'll always be one step ahead when it comes to airport rules and changes. And before you go, check out my TSA-approved travel essentials linked in the description. These are simple, reliable items that can help you pack smart and pass through security without stress. Travel smart, travel safe, and let nothing ruin your journey.